June 28th, 2022, clearly a huge day if you are a Nintendo Switch games fan, as we've been waiting a long time to hear what Nintendo had planned, if anything, for summertime presentations past the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 direct presentation that we saw them put on prior to this. Then, of course, just most recently yesterday, we got the announcement that yes, indeed, a Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase would be taking place. And to quickly address the event, it honestly was the best mini partner showcase that I've seen Nintendo put on personally, in my own opinion, based off of what was showed here. And we do have to break down all of the different announcements, starting with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, another hype trailer. Yes, we've seen a lot of this game so far already, but we are nearing its release date on June 30th, so literally just a couple more days, and you can actually go hop in and check out a demo right now, and just a nice overall final hype trailer to get ready for Sunbreak, because it's almost here. Nier Automata, one of the games that I did see leaks about online suggesting that it may be at the event, was here, and this is from Square Enix. This one has been available on Xbox and PlayStation platforms. However, I never checked this out, and the combat mechanics actually look pretty solid and may be worth a playthrough after its release. Lorelli and the Laser Eyes was up next. I'm not into these story-driven games. This one will definitely be a pass for me, but there may be some out there that were interested in its presentation style. Super Bomberman R2. I actually bought Super Bomberman R on the Nintendo Switch and had some fun with it. I definitely didn't put a ton of hours into it, but it does seem like this will offer more gameplay modes and may be worth picking up if you do have nostalgia for the Bomberman series. And I definitely spent plenty of hours growing up playing it with friends on the SNES, and so it's nice that Bomberman's still getting some love in the current era. Now, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection is something that I was not expecting to see featured at this event, and it was here in a big way. I've seen a lot of different users comment that they've been wanting these games on the Switch, and now you have them, so that is fantastic. I haven't had a chance to check out many of these games myself, so I will be very hyped to actually play through them the first time and see what all they have to offer. And then just huge props to Capcom continuing to release classic game collections for people who grew up with nostalgic titles that we want to play on modern platforms, and they just pump out collection pack after collection pack, and I absolutely love to see it, and was definitely excited to see Mega Man Battle Network featured at this event. Now, you will have to wait a little bit to pick this one up, as it's one of the few games at this presentation that is scheduled for a 2023 launch, so it will not be coming out this year. However, definitely looks worth picking up, in my opinion, when it drops next year. Pac-Man World Repack is actually a remake or remaster of a PS1 Pac-Man game that I never played, so I will be excited to check this out. I definitely liked the look and presentation of this, and it's cool to see Pac-Man brought back in the modern era, and I'm sure fans that did play the original game may have some nostalgia and be excited for this one. Blanc was next up on the list, some kind of like co-op puzzle style game. Didn't really do much for me, but maybe there are some fans of it out there. Return to Monkey Island, one that had a strong PC following back in the day. I never played these games back on the PC when they were originally released in the early 90s. I'm sure there's a hardcore fan base out there, as I have seen some hype around it online, but Return to Monkey Island will be out on the Nintendo Switch later this year. Now, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle was next up on the list, and I honestly expected this one to possibly be a show closer, so I was decently hyped when we saw it hit in the middle of the event, and it was the full gameplay reveal that we had not seen up to this point in time, as previously we just had that very nice touched up CGI trailer from Ubisoft. Now we have a glimpse of the gameplay. It looks better than ever. I definitely do intend to pick this up on day one when it drops on October 20th and really give the series a fair shot, as I really never sat down and gave Kingdom Battle a full-on chance, in my opinion, and this one looks like a reason to check out the series for sure. Definitely love all of the galaxy vibes with the star bits after you hit enemies and things, and this is a huge release for the Nintendo Switch in 2022, so keep your eyes out for it. It will be out October 20th. That date was leaked ahead of time because Ubisoft, I don't know what they had going on over there, but they literally posted it up on their own website, so we kind of knew to expect that one clearly, besides all the different noise online that it would be featured at the event. But I definitely think that this trailer did a good job showing off what to expect for Sparks of Hope when it launches later this year. Little Noah something or other and a Railguard game were featured next. I really have nothing to say about these. RPG Time: The Legend of Wright had a really unique art style, because it's literally like you're playing inside of like a color drawn book. Like I mean, it stuck out to me in its presentation formula, but definitely still not one that I think will be on my radar for a pickup at release. Sonic Frontiers. Now, if you've been around on the channel, you'll know that I've been wanting to be very hyped for this game, but all of the stuff we've seen up to this point in time from IGN and this silly partnership with Sega where they focus on one individual part of the gameplay has had me feeling very conflicted, and I almost feel like Nintendo said to Sega, if you want to be at our event, at least let our guys coach you on how to make a proper trailer, because that's exactly what this was, and I am now far more hyped than I was up to this point for Sonic Frontiers. If that was indeed Switch gameplay, which I believe it was, I'm also very relieved with the visual quality of it running on the Switch. I guess there's the possibility they were showing it on PC and still touching up some stuff. I don't know if that's been confirmed out there yet, but regardless, this game had a banger soundtrack in the background. It felt more like Sonic because of the fast-paced mashup style gameplay that was shown, and we got new zones revealed like the Cyber Zone and a Green Hill Zone with some more linear looking sections of it, and that's what I needed to see. I needed to see that there would be a change up from what we've seen in just this giant open forest where Sonic's wandering around aimlessly. This definitely had a lot more of that Sonic vibe and personality that I like to see, and I'm hopeful that this will be a quality 3D Sonic release that us fans absolutely need at this point. And Sega, for the love of God, that is how you market a game in the modern era. You don't partner with IGN and do these ridiculous gameplay reveal sections one at a time. This was a hype trailer, and I think if this was the first trailer that we got for Sonic Frontiers, many of the fans would be at an all-time high in their hype levels for this game's ultimate release. It is out holiday 2022. We do not know the exact release yet. However, holiday time window, probably in that November time slot, is what I'm most likely expecting for it when it will drop. But this definitely did a good job of piquing my interest once again with this game, and I'm hopeful that we get a glimpse of many other zones and different styles, and hopefully this is ultimately a full-on quality AAA 3D Sonic game when it drops later this year. Disney Dreamlight Valley was up next. Not for me at all, but it definitely has a number of notable Disney characters, so it may have piqued some fans' interest. Live Alive got another hype trailer. Again, a beautiful pixel art style game that is worth checking out in my opinion when it does drop. And if you want a deep dive into this, Nintendo actually did a 45-minute plus treehouse style presentation that we would normally see them do around this E3 time on certain games. So Live Alive got that treatment. It's over on their channel. I'll have it linked in the source section on the description as well, in case you guys do want to see a more lengthy presentation for this game. But I definitely think this will be a quality one to pick up and add to your Nintendo Switch library, especially for RPG fans out there when it drops later next month. Doraemon Story of Seasons was up next. Nothing really to say on this one. I'm not sure if anybody got hyped for it. I definitely was not. Minecraft Legends. Now, we did see this at the Xbox showcase originally, and it will be coming to the Nintendo Switch as well, which I think is the console you definitely want to bring Minecraft games to, because I'm sure that's where a large portion of their audience falls. But this one, in terms of Minecraft games, which I am typically not into, I do think it has a more compelling gameplay style with some of the fast action combat that it did feature in this trailer. So definitely looking good and will be launching on the Nintendo Switch. Dragon Quest Treasures, which is a Dragon Quest spin-off game. I'm sure fans of the series will be hyped for this. It did look like it had some nice combat and RPG elements in there. I have not historically kept up with the Dragon Quest games, but if you are a fan of the series, you do have a new spin-off title to look forward to. Captain Velvet Meteor, another one that was just kind of a gloss over one for me. Portal Companion Collection is shadow dropping today on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, the Portal games are available right now. Love to see those classic puzzle games come back, and you can play it portably on the Switch. The Switch is a perfect console for those games, and I definitely think it is a great fit. And shadow drop announcements are always a cool thing to see included in these direct presentations, so that one was definitely a hype moment for me. Stella was up next, which is a Square Enix life sim. However, it did have a very nice presentation style to it. I'm not normally into this style of game at all whatsoever, but this did have a very nice visual quality to it, and it also did show some interesting combat. It wasn't just like the simulator style games where you have tasks and you're planting a farm or whatever. I mean, it was, in addition to that, you could definitely go hunt enemies, and it at least did enough just to make me maybe check out this game when it does ultimately drop. Now, the final show closer announcement was the Persona titles, and I forgot at this point in the presentation when I was watching that the person that literally told us that this would be the date that he also heard that the Persona game would be there, but he didn't know which one it was. Like, clearly I should have been expecting these to be announced at this point, but I did kind of forget about it at that point in the event. I was hoping for some massive like GoldenEye show closer or something. Not saying Persona isn't massive, but I personally have not played the games up to this point in time. However, now that they are on the Switch, I will definitely be checking them out. But the big confirmation that Persona 5 Royal is indeed hitting the Nintendo Switch. That is a huge one for fans. I think a lot of people thought maybe it was going to be Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden, but maybe Persona 5 Royal would be the one left out of the bunch. It did not say cloud version. It looks like this will actually be something that will be brought over natively running on the Nintendo Switch. So a huge win for all of the Persona fans out there, or maybe you're somebody who's really wanted to get into the series who that hasn't yet, and now you have the means to do so. I mean, the Joker is in Smash. Why have we not had it up on the Switch all this time? I don't know, but we finally had that confirmation today, and that of course was the final major announcement from this Direct mini presentation. Now, one thing we have to give credit to Nintendo at the end of the day, where credit is due, is they have absolutely mastered the pacing and the format of these Nintendo Direct presentations, as there was a couple small announcements in between, but it just was one pop after another with new third-party titles. And if you look at it objectively for what it was, not those first-party announcements that would have been giant shock things that's part of a regular mainline general Direct, but rather a mini partner showcase, which is what this was, I think that it blew the roof off of the expectations that were out there. At least I think it should have for a lot of people. And I know for me personally, I always feel like it's a good presentation when the time legitimately flies by, and I was surprised that we were at that 25th, 26th minute, whatever it ended up being, when the Persona games finished their trailer. Like, it definitely was something that I think probably had many fans engaged the whole time. Of course, there's different gameplay preferences and gameplay styles out there, so maybe there wasn't a ton for everybody at this event, but in terms of it just being that partner showcase and me lowering my expectations entirely after we got that news that it would be that, I was very happy with this presentation through and through. Now, we do have to ask that question on whether or not Nintendo will do a curveball this year, and are we going to be talking about something like a mainline Direct, or even just a Nintendo Direct mini with just their first party announcements later in July at some point? Like, there's no telling this year, because they have definitely veered from what they traditionally do in a year with E3 around. So whether or not we have to wait till September to get any kind of first party Nintendo game announcements, or if they surprise us with another event that's planned in July or even August at this point, like, it is literally a coin toss. Anything could happen with Nintendo right now, but I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, particularly around the mini Direct showcase that happened today, the partner part of it. Did you like the third-party games that were there? Did you think it was quality through and through? I definitely was a bigger fan of this event than I thought I would be, but I want to hear your thoughts personally. Which games, if any, stood out to you the most? Are you hopeful for Sonic Frontiers again, because that trailer definitely did a lot for me? Are you hyped for the Persona games on the Switch? And just definitely let me know your thoughts also on Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, because that was another big standout moment. So regardless of your thoughts and feelings of everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, where we discussed the official announcement from Nintendo around this Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase and some predictions around what to expect at the showcase. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.